All right, welcome back to the channel. Do another, let's call it an Addictedmotors conversation. Not a video that I do very often, but I probably should do it more just because I've had most of the cars that I feature on this channel a lot longer than I've realized. Now, this one's gonna be for the 2003 Jaguar XJR, one of my favorite personal cars that I've featured on the channel and I've done content on over almost the past year. So this is pretty much gonna be the 1 year update on the ownership experience and costs of buying a very cheap, higher mileage British supercharged luxury vehicle. I can't recommend this this journey for anyone, I'll be honest. So a little backstory on the Jag. I bought it, it was a car that I found locally that has been for sale for over 2 years on Facebook Marketplace. You know, always been available. Price was a little more than I wanted to pay for it. It dropped off over the last, months. They hit refresh on every once in a while, but it wasn't very often. And then finally, it popped up into my feed for a price that I thought was extremely reasonable. I basically picked this thing up for around $3,000. And you're thinking to yourself, that sounds like a bargain. It had 108,000 miles on it. It's British racing green. It's supercharged. It runs and drives, but it's not without its issues. And I hit a snag with them right off the bat. So again, there's a whole slew of videos and content on this. Feel free to check out the rest of my channel. I'll link the Jaguar playlist above, and you can feel free to check out my other ownership vehicles. But so the first thing with this one right off the bat was these beautiful 18-inch Asteroid wheels. Now the car is disgusting. It's pollen season here, so I didn't even wash it. It's not even worth it. These are not the ones that came on the car. The ones that came on the car were cracked and bent, honestly, beyond repair. I mean, I was able to repair a couple of them, but the other ones, even after I got them professionally straightened, there was still enough vibration to really bother me on the highway and really prevent this car from what it was supposed to do, is shepherd you quickly and comfortably for long trips. So that bothered me to the point where I purchased these brand new. These are the tires that were on it. They're Sumoto HTR AS PO3s. Again, I had all the maintenance records since pretty much new, and that's what the original owner had run on them since then. So, okay, the car was around $3,000, did some things, probably put $200 in oil change and stuff. Wheels, they were around $500-600, which is actually a pretty good deal. Tires, another $500 or so bucks, plus the cost of me getting the old ones unbent and rebalanced. So let's say we're into the wheels and tires alone over $1,400 to $1,500. That's just to bring it up to rolling straight and smooth. And before I even get too far into it, again, I've pointed out in this video before, cosmetically, I mean, let me see if I can zoom in. I mean, the paint, the car has been repainted at some point. I've got a little bit of rust that has been poorly treated on the passenger quarter. I've got paint peel there. There's a couple little chips and whatnot. Again, I don't really care so much about the paint. I kind of like the ragged kind of look of it because it is in a dark green and it does look fairly good. As is. Oh yeah, the driver's door is completely faded. So one day I might have it repainted. I'm sorry, this has not been repainted. The front has been completely repainted. So the front of the car does look pretty good. So that's the exterior. Interior, not great. I'll be honest. Driver's seat's ripped and cracked. It still has the perforated leather, which is usually replaced. It's much weaker, and so therefore it tends to crack and get kind of disheveled much quicker. It also had kind of a musty smell in it. I wasn't really able to figure out. I was able to air it out and whatnot to help it a little bit. Big crack in the passenger seat there. This is not ripped or cracked, so your bolster is good here. So I didn't mess with that, but I spent money, trying to get the interior a little bit better. There's a crack in the steering wheel here. I can't do anything about that. And this whole assembly needed to be replaced because the Prindle part here of the J-gate was severely cracked, and it drove me crazy. So again, if you can't tell, some things bother me, some things don't. Coming around to the engine. Now this car came with a lot of records, and of all the things that it has gone well and not well, the engine has always ran absolutely great. The car came with over $18,000 of previous maintenance history, which I thought would save me from major headaches, but it did not. So again, it's incredible to figure out, you know, the lengths that owners would go to keep these up to shape, and I'm now learning. But clamshell hood. I mean, look at this thing. Even as it is, I still can't get rid of it. All right, so we're gonna take a little ride as I try to remember what the rest of the big ticket expenses were that needed to be done. I think the next thing that I did after I started messing with some of the cosmetics, besides change the oil, was do the front lower control arms, bushings, and I think tie rods or something else in the front end that was a little bit loose. And of course, I'm sitting here driving and the car goes into restricted performance. It hasn't done that in a while. And of course, when I was going to do this video, it is now, oh, no, it's on now. You know, that mostly has to do with the gas cap. I have also purchased a new gas cap. Getting those kind of lean codes every once in a while. Everything else looked pretty good. But yes, that was something that I had to address, new gas cap as well. But back to what I was saying. So lower control arms, bushings, and of course the Jag setup for the control arms is extremely complex. I didn't do it myself, I had the shop do it. And that ended up totaling out to be around $2,500 due to, well, parts and labor. The parts weren't cheap and the labor wasn't. Oh, I think I also had the brake lines done in that same ticket. They were dry rotted and cracked, so I have some new brake fluid. And there was a couple other smaller bushings and sway bar links and things that were associated in that bill. So if you roughly total up the cost of everything so far, we are almost at $7,000, which is not ideal. All right, so where are we? But that makes it worth it. Just like the supercharged Range Rover, it doesn't beat a fast, almost 400 horsepower British saloon car that just absolutely scoots. I mean, again, this is what makes this is what makes the money worth it, kind of not worth it. I don't know, up to you. It's a fun car. It absolutely flies. But again, I'm not done with the bills and the maintenance. So that was probably 6 months ago. The most recent service I did, and I'll pin a video of what they look like. Insert video here. Brakes. The front subframe bushing. So again, old British car. I mean, 112,000 miles. If there was just any other car, if it was a Mercedes, even if it was a Range Rover, I'd say I bought a very low mileage Range Rover or Mercedes or anything else. But for some reason in my brain, 110,000 miles on an XJR is a lot. I guess I came from the time when these were just used cars and none of them had more than 40,000 miles back when I was in high school. So I know I'll come off of that one day, but I always thought this was higher mileage, but now seeing the prices these days, it's actually on the lower end, which is unfortunate due to the cosmetic conditioner. But where I was going with that, the next bill, that was for the front subframe bushings. They were gone. They were non-existent. There was pretty much nothing holding the motor in the front, subframe, front and back. So I had to get those replaced, and that was when I was really considering just getting rid of the car, because the shop time and the amount of labor that was required to do those was pretty extensive. Luckily, I had a little bit of credit built up to ease the burden of that repair, but it was getting pretty close to the last days for the Jag, and I think everyone's been there. There's a dollar amount, even if you love something, that you'll let it go for. And yeah, so that was about another $1,000 right there. And I know I'm forgetting some things. I had to get the oil changed again. I bought some more cosmetic bits, and it's not done yet. You know, the next thing I have to do is get the rear struts done. The rear struts, I don't know if you can hear them banging around down there. I don't think the struts are bad as in the upper bushings for the rear struts. When I hit bumps and stuff, I've tried the trunk, I've tried adjusting things, I've tried the third brake light, which that was $150. Had a new third brake light because it was cracked and gone. I fixed it and I put it back up, and it fell. It's back down. So again, if you're a Jag owner and you own an XJ308 or an X308 platform, you'll be familiar with all these symptoms. And other than that, it's still been fine. I think this is my daily. I like to think this is my daily. It was down for a while, and I am happy to have it back. I am happy to jump in it again. But like I said, my $3,000 investment quickly turned into over an $8,000 project, which is nowhere where I wanted to be, but it's worth it. I love this car. I love the looks of this car. I love that it's British Racing Green. It's supercharged. It is one of the best looking sedans ever produced, and to me that gives inherent value. I try not to get underwater on most of the vehicles I purchase, but if you love it, and you just have to accept that not everything is going to be that money grab. You know, you're not gonna get ahead on every single purchase, and if you're gonna buy it to keep, well, then it just becomes kind of a project car, and the expenses kind of fly out the door. So this is it's a project. It is something that I'm working on slowly, but in the meantime can drive it, and I'm always looking for another one, which I've already resigned to the fact that I should not do that at all. Absolutely not. I can't do two. I've already done the Range Rovers in multiple sets and series, and that's just scary enough. So this really has its own set of issues. All right, so to sum up this video, would I recommend to buy a higher mileage used Jaguar supercharged XJR, whether it's a 308 or 350 or an earlier XJR with the straight six supercharged engine? I would say right off the bat, no. If you don't have a shop with the expertise and you'd have to be able to trust them as well to assist you if you're not super mechanically inclined, then I wouldn't go for it. There's just a lot of issues that can pop up, and the bills, they pile up as well. I mean, you really have to love the car and keep it for a long time. Again, this car came with literally $17,000 worth of repairs and receipts from almost since new, but all it takes is one owner to screw up that good maintenance history and neglect certain things or skip a major service, and it's completely downhill. And neglecting major services are one of those things that I am slowly learning about more and more, and what they are on certain vehicles, just like the Range Rovers, again, LR4s with the timing chains, except these Jag 4-liter V8s. Luckily, it's 2003, which I believe has the beefier metal guides. I haven't confirmed that, but we did do the guides on the Super Jag, which was a 2001, prior to the mid-grade upgrade, and those were almost shot. So I'm glad that that was done. Again, when people come up with a price for the car with good maintenance, it's worth it to pay it if it's been confirmed. So that's all I got for this video, guys. I appreciate you watching. This is the the higher mileage XJR project. I know there's a lot of them out on YouTube, but this one's mine. I really do like it. I plan to hold on to it, and maybe we'll do an update on it next year until it breaks again, which I'm sure it will. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit the little bell thing. I really appreciate the traction that these videos have been getting, and I look forward to seeing the next one. See ya.